So that's a point and a clean sheet to finish our travels for the season. Your thoughts on that one, please?
Yeah, obviously the end result, yeah, point and a clean sheet. I think there were spells within that first half where I just felt that we just slightly sat off them too much. We highlighted in the week we wanted to get back into our shape and then press from our shape, which we didn't quite get that until there was a little bit of belief grew. Maybe after about 28, 29 minutes, and then we started to grow in belief. And you know what? Actually, we're good players here, and we can create problems for them. So I thought from about half hour onwards in that first half, that was our moment to nick a goal, to kind of get our noses in front, and we had a couple of good chances to do that. But then it's a strange day, a strange atmosphere of a football game with kind of what was riding on it for them. We just wanted to make sure that we were competitive in the game, which we were. We wanted to cause them problems on the counter-attack and playing through the lines, which we did at times, just probably not as much as we would have wanted to, and for not prolonging enough spells. I think the key for me is we just have to keep growing them in belief, making them believe that they are good footballers, that when they're on the football in certain areas they don't need to panic as much as maybe they feel they do at times. So and there were definitely some positives and good performances, but we can build on that.
You made two changes at the break with Owen Evans and Hayden White coming off, both with injuries. How are they getting on? You know, Jamil travelled down as well, and 6 subs. He's been ill overnight as well, hasn't he? How is everybody?
Yeah, so Jammer wasn't well overnight. He would have been captain today. You know, Jammer's a leader of men, so for him to be in touch this morning, and as he's feeling really poorly, and he's had a really rough night. So that was unfortunate to lose Jammer, and obviously Owen, he's played every minute of every game this season, so disappointing and a bit gutted for him in the way that he's had to come off, and he's hurt his calf, and Hayden's pulled out with he's feeling a bit of his groin as well. But listen, the important things for me were off the back of that. Jackson Smith, who by the way has been absolutely fantastic since he's come to the football club. He's been a breath of fresh air in terms of his attitude, and it has been part of my thoughts where I'd love to have given him a game at some point in a different circumstance, because obviously I wouldn't want Owen to be injured, but of course I wanted Owen to have played every minute of every game, and he's earned that, and he's deserved that with how he's played. So with how then Jackson comes in, I thought he did superbly well. Can use both feet, holds on to it really well. He's a good prospect, really good kid. So plenty of positives. I think I'll then go on to Oshin again. I thought today was an interesting one for Osh, because it was the first time he started in midfield, in that midfield area, and it was probably different pictures, and there was a different mentality for him in starting in there. But I thought he acquitted himself well again as the game went on and as it continued. I think he gives us another option in there that it's very few and far between in the division in what he can do in that position. And I thought Brandon Comley the same, grew into the game and did really, really well. So there's plenty of good positives there. Sorry, I'll go back onto Matty Stevens as well. So Matty didn't think he was starting last night. And then he comes on and puts a right shift in for a nearly 90-minute game. So plenty of positives. You could tell they were all desperate to do well, desperate to nick a win if they could. And I'm really pleased with their attitude, as I was last week.
You've had that week to work with somebody like Oshin, haven't you? Who last week was sort of thrown into the midfield role, but he's been able to process it this week, and I thought again he looked really comfortable in there.
Well, yeah, you say we've had that week with him, but he's nursing an injury himself, so we haven't really. He's kind of had to be nursed onto the training pitch at the back end of the week. So listen, Oshin's just a good footballer. He's a very, very good footballer, a good athlete, and I believe he'll grow into that position. And I think he enjoys playing that position. There's a reason why I give him the captain's armband, because I think he as I say, he leads by the way that he plays the game, and for me, he's got a hell of a bright future in that position as a defender. He's got a bright future, the boy.
A final note for me, the travelling fans again, I think it was 281. They've been superb all season, haven't they? And to make this long journey on the final away game of the season, just a word on them, please.
The travelling support this season have been unwavering in their devotion to the football club, their desire to be positive for what's going out on the pitch. They've been a breath of fresh air, probably they've just been there for us time and time again, and they were again today in what was a different circumstance with them fighting for their lives, trying to stay up. And I hear now Hartlepool have won, so there was a point they were desperate for. But the travelling support, as I say, they've been unwavering in our support, of their support in us, and I'd just like to thank them for that, for sure, and get home safe and sound.